Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So continuing class 9th lines and angles exercise 3.2. So in my previous session we discussed some basic concepts related to transversal like corresponding angles, alternate angles, etc. So now using those concepts we are going to solve problems. So let us begin. Question number 1. In figure find the values of x and y and then show that AB is parallel to CD. Okay, so now here they're not saying AB is parallel to CD. We have to prove that. So before going to start, let us name here we don't have any particular angles, right? So here some points, let us give this as A, B, C, D. So let us give it as E, F, G, H. Okay, I'm giving names because to take this angle I have to get one name, right? So I took like this, E, F for each point, E, F, G, H. Okay, so now let's begin. So in figure if you observe clearly, observe here AF is a ray, right? AF, if I consider only AF is a ray on EH, correct? So here what you can write, AF, and it seems like a linear pair, right? Linear pair. I'm stressing you about linear pair, what we have discussed in our first session. And that is the sum of, they must be adjacent angles, and the sum of two angles must be 180 degree. Then we are calling it as linear pair. That's the same thing here we have to apply. Here what you can write, AF, you can write it as AF is a ray. On a line EH, okay. So how it's seeming like 50 degrees. So that means which are the two angles? EFA or AFE, anything we can take, AFE or EFA. So let us consider AFE. So here AFG, these two angles, clearly observe angle AFE, angle AFG. If you add these two angles is equal to 180 degree because this is linear pair. So linear pair you will write. Okay, this is the reason. So again I'm repeating, AFE and AFG. So observe this, if you add these two angles is equal to 180 degree. Now let us substitute. AFE is 50 degree. AFG is nothing but X is equal to 180 degree. Okay, now then if we subtract this, X is equal to, if I send 50 to the RHS, it is 180 degree minus 50 degree. X is equal to, you got 130 degree. You got X is equal to 130 degree. Okay, we got X value. They asked to find X, right? So we got X. Then observe these two. As we talked, when two lines here if you observe these two lines, this is line, if I consider these lines CD and EH are intersecting at this point G, right? It is like this. This is CD. This is the one line CD and another line, this is EH. EH are intersecting at this point. So if these, as we discussed in our first session, so if two lines intersect each other, their opposite angles are vertically opposite angles are equal, right? These two angles are equal. Or from figure you can write it as here intersect each other. So CD and line CD, you can write it as CD and EH intersect at G. So therefore what you can write, two angles CGH, this angle CGH, angle CGH is equal to angle FGD, this one FGD. So FGD, look here, both are vertically opposite. Why there? I am writing short, vertically opposite angles. These two are vertically opposite angles. What is CHD? So here it is nothing but it is Y. So this is 130 degree is equal to Y, or you can write it as Y is equal to 130 degree. Yes, right? You got Y is equal to 130 degree. If you observe both of them, x is equal to 130 degree, y is equal to 130 degree. So therefore, x is equal to y is equal to 130 degree. Observe these two angles x and y as we discussed in our alternate interior angles. Yes, right? So we discussed about definitions, right? Types of angles. So x and y are looking like a alternate interior angles. Their alternate interior angles are equal now. So here what we can write, alternate interior angles are equal here. Alternate interior angles are equal. So therefore finally what we can write, so AB is parallel to CD. Yes, if alternate interior angles are equal, then we can say that these two lines are parallel. Okay, so we talked about so many types of angles, right? In that, if any one of the angles are equal, then definitely the two lines are parallel. Okay, so this is about question number 1. Question number 2. In figure, if AB is parallel to CD, CD is parallel to EF, and y is to z is equal to 3:7, find x. Okay, they are asking about to find x value. Okay, let us clear this. So if we observe these two, as we talked in our definitions, one of the last part we discussed, that is if a line, what we called, if a line parallel to the same line or parallel to each other, right? So here AB is parallel to CD. CD is parallel to EF means definitely these two are parallel. AB is parallel to EF. Okay, if I write like this, here you can observe. So here, so let us write here, AB is parallel to CD. Okay, then CD is parallel to EF. So definitely these two will be equal, that is AB is parallel to EF. So here what we can write, simply you can write lines, you can write, give the reason, lines parallel to the same line are parallel to each other. This is what the reason. Okay, every time there is no need of writing this, just only to make you understand I wrote this. So here this AB is parallel to CD. Okay, this CD is parallel to EF. Then this AB is parallel to EF also. Okay, this is what we learned in the last part of definition part. Okay, now if you observe these, so AB is parallel to EF now. So if I write separately here, if I take separately, this is AB, this is EF. Okay, EF. If I take a transversal, this is X now. We are not taking Y. Just observe, this is X and this is Z. Observe here. So don't take the middle line. I'm not taking the middle line. Okay, only I'm taking AB and EF as we got from this one. Okay, AB is parallel to CD, CD is parallel to EF, so AB is parallel to EF now. So this AB is parallel to EF, so don't consider the mid one, CD. So if we consider how it is seen is like X and Z, alternate interior angles, right? So as they are said that AB is parallel to EF, then alternate interior angles are equal. So therefore you can write it as X is equal to Z. X is equal to Z. Why? Because alternate interior angles are equal. Alternate interior angles are equal. Okay, so now here what we have to do in the next step is, then AB is parallel to CD, right? AB is parallel to CD. Now next let us keep this. So X is equal to Z we got now. Then if we consider this part, that is AB is parallel to CD. Observe carefully. These two are parallel as they gave. AB is parallel to. Observe X and Y. How they are? They are the interior angles on same side, right? Interior angles on same side. So what we discussed, interior angle on same side, they are always supplementary. So interior angles of same side are supplementary. You can write that interior angles of same side are supplementary. Which are this? Therefore what you can write? X plus Y is equal to 180 degree. X plus Y is equal to 180 degree, because you can write interior angles of same side. For everything you have to write the reason, okay? Interior angles of same side. If you consider these two are supplementary, if you consider this side, these two are supplementary, like that. So, but in the place of x, what we can write? In the place of x, you can write it as z, right? So, z means z plus y is equal to 180 degree. Z plus y is equal to 180 degree. Okay, but what they have given here, let us consider here what is the ratio they have given? Y is to z is equal to 3 is to 7. Okay, y is to z is equal to 3 is to 7. Here let us consider y is equal to 3a, z is equal to 7a. I am taking common terms, okay? Or you can take the ratio also as we did in exercise 3.1. Okay, as we took y by z is equal to converting any equation in terms of 1, and you can do it, okay? Okay, but instead of that, you can take any one of a or something else. So, y is equal to 3a, z is equal to 7a. If you substitute here, z is 7a, y is 3a is equal to 180 degree. Okay, so 7a plus 3a, what you will get? 7a plus 3a. 7a plus 3a, it is 10a is equal to 180 degree. A is equal to 180 degree by 10, 0 0 cancel. So, a is equal to 18 degree got. You don't got x and y. Just you didn't got x still. So, a 18 degree. Now, we can find by substituting here. So, y is equal to 3a. That means 3 into 18 is equal to how much you got? 54 degree. Yes, right? So, 18 3s are. 18 3s it is 54. Then the same way z is equal to 7a. So, 7 into 18. So, 8 7s it is 56. So, if you add this total, you will get 126 degree. That means y is equal to 54 degree, z is 54 degree, z is equal to 126 degree. But in the first case, what we wrote, x is equal to z, right? So, as we know, x is equal to z. X is equal to z. Therefore, x is equal to what is z value? 126 degree. 126 degree. This is the value of x. So, again I am repeating. First, we are considering these two parts, that is AB is parallel to CD and CD is parallel to EF. So, AB is parallel to CD, CD is parallel to EF. Then AB is parallel to EF by this one. Lines parallel to same line are parallel to each other. Then, if I consider AB and EF, if I consider AB and EF, x and z are alternate interior angles. So, they are equal. Okay, writing that one. Then we are coming for AB and CD. AB is parallel to CD. So, x plus y is equal to 180 degree because interior angles of same side are supplementary. Okay, now in the place of x I am substituting z because as we got x is equal to z. Now taking the ratio what they have given, y is to z is equal to 3 is to 7. So, now that means here we are taking one constant value, that is a. So, y I am taking it as 3a, z I am taking it as 7a. Instead of 3, 3a. Instead of 7, 7a. Here we are substituting z 7a, y 3a is equal to 180 degree. 10a is equal to 7a, 3a, we got 10a is equal to 180, a is equal to 18 degree. This is not the value. Now we have to substitute this a value in the place of here y and z. So if you substitute, so y you got 54 degree, z you got 126 degree. As in the first case we said x is equal to z, so x is equal to z. So x, what is the z value? 126 substitute. So x is equal to 126 degree. So this is about question number 2. Question number 3. In figure 3.30 means the same figure. If AB is parallel to CD, EF is perpendicular to CD. EF is perpendicular to CD. Perpendicular means, as you all know, it has 90 degree. Then GED is equal to 126 degree. Where is GED? So GED means this whole angle. This whole angle is 126 degree. Okay. Now we have to find AGE, GEF and FGE. Okay, we have 3 parts now. So let us begin with first one. So if I consider first one, that is angle AGE. If I consider angle AGE now, let us consider first angle. So now observe here, I am taking another figure without this perpendicular. I am taking another figure without this perpendicular. Okay, so I am not taking, only I am taking this transversal. That is GE as a transversal. Okay, this is, as you know, this is A, B, C, D. This is G, E. Okay. Now this perpendicular I am not considering. Only I am considering this to find AGE. Okay. So observe figure carefully. So now if you observe these figures, so these are the, if we consider this angle, now they have given this angle, right, 126 degree, that is GED, as they mentioned. So what about this angle? Observe these two angles, how it is, seems like alternate interior angles, right? Yes, right? So here GE is transversal, therefore here for this one you can write here GE is transversal. Here GE is transversal, and FE is also, we can consider it as a transversal only, and they said that it is also perpendicular. Okay, now here if you observe AGE is equal to GED, so here we can write it as, therefore angle AGE is equal to GED. Why? Because alternate interior angles. Yes, right, alternate interior angles. Then AGE will remains as it is. What is the value of GED? 126. So this is also 126 degree. So we got this as a 126 degree. Okay, we got the first one. Let's go for second case. If we go for second case, that is GEF. So GEF. If you observe the figure, where is GEF? GEF. This is the part of 126, right? Observe clearly. So GEF, if I consider GEF means this angle, okay, the smaller angle. So this smaller angle is a part of 126, right? But you know this is 90 degree. So you have to add this 90 degree as well as the smaller angle, together I am getting 126 degree. So here what we can write, so here EF is perpendicular to CD. EF is perpendicular to CD. Okay, now here they are asking about GEF, right? Or you can write it as GED. So GED, if I consider total angle GED is equal to, if you want to get total angle GED, you have to add these two angles. So that is this GEF, observe carefully, GED, this whole angle is 126 degree. And this whole 126 degree is the sum of this 90 degree as well as GEF. Okay, so here I can write it as, so GEF plus FED. Okay, so now GED, what we got? 126 degree is equal to, you don't know GEF, keep it as it is, plus FED is 90 degree. So take 90 degree this side. So 126 degree minus 90 degree is equal to GEF. Okay, GEF. Now you want GEF, right? So GEF is equal to 126 degree minus 90 degree. In 126, if you minus, it is 36 degree. So you got GEF also. GEF also. I think it's clear, right? So this whole 126 will be the sum of this GEF and the FED, that is 90 degree. If you subtract 90 degree, you got GEF. So let's go for third one. This angle, right? So this angle they are asking. So for this I am writing another one. For this, if you observe here, look here. So this, if I consider another figure, this one, only this one. Okay. So that is AB and CD. Okay, AB and CD. This is GE. Now they are asking to find this angle. But if you find this angle, that is CEG or GEC, if you get these two alternate angles will be equal. Yes, right? How to find this angle? If you find this angle, observe here, I am showing in this. If you find this angle, this will be same. How to find? The sum of all these angles, the sum of all these angles is equal to, it is 180 degree, right? 180 degree. Which are those three angles? You can observe here. The third one, that is, you have to find FGE. Okay. So if this is FGE, right? This FGE, this angle you have to find. For this here, if you add these angles, let us check these angles. That is GEC. Let us consider GEC, angle GEC plus what we got now, the second part, that is GEF, okay, GEF plus FED. If we add all these things, we are getting 180 degree. Again observe GEC is this angle, then GEF we got from second one, then FED. If we add all these things is equal to 180 degree. Now we don't know GEC. Let us keep it as it is. What is GEF? We got now, right? So that is 36 degree. So 36 degree. FED is 90 degree is equal to 180 degree. So now if we add these two, again we are getting 126 only. So GEC plus, or together you can minus this 126. No need to take again these two. Instead of that you can do. Okay. So now GEC is equal to 180 degree minus 126 degree. So what happens? GEC. So GEC is equal to 180 minus 126. 180 minus 126 you will get. So 54 degree. You got 54. Then didn't ask GEC. They asked FGE. So here what we can write? So FGE. Therefore FGE is equal to GEC. Why? Because here you can write it as alternate interior angle. Alternate interior angle. So what is FGE now? FGE is equal to, so what we got? 54 degree. This is the third one. Okay, I am repeating this third one again. Observe the figure. So this whole thing, if we take this whole thing, observe this whole thing, it is 180 degree. This 126, if you remove from 180 degree, you got directly will get 54. No need to write all these things. Directly you can do that step also. But this angle, this whole angle is the sum of three angles. I showed this angle and this angle, 90 degree. Okay. If you add all these angles is equal to 180 degree. Keep it GEC as it is. Remaining these two, subtract, you got this one. This is 54 degree. If this is 54 degree, this is also 54 degree by alternate interior angle. Okay, so this is about question number 3. Question number 4. In figure F, PQ is parallel to SC. Observe here, they have not given as parallel, just simply they are saying it is not looking like a parallel. But if we consider this, if we extend this, these two lines are parallel. Okay. So now PQ is parallel to ST. Angle PQR is equal to 110 degree. Angle RST is equal to 130 degree. Find QRS. That means you have to find this angle. So you have to find this one, this angle. Okay, this you have to find. Now let us start. For this, in textbook only they have given some hint. Draw a line parallel to ST. Draw a line parallel to ST through point R. Okay, let us consider now. So that means here we have to draw line parallel to ST, means from this R. Okay, let us draw one parallel line. Okay, so here as they given the hint, draw a line parallel to ST through point R. So now we have to draw. So RU is parallel to ST now. RU is parallel to ST. If these two are parallel, how? If these two lines are parallel, what about this angle? Observe this whole angle. This angle, if they add these two angles, will be the supplementary, right? The angles, interior angles on same side, as we discussed. Interior angle on same side or supplementary. Okay, let us write now. From hint, let us write here. So now here from figure, let us write from figure now. Okay, so if it is figure, what we can write? So ST is parallel to RU now. Okay, from figure, as we did construction. Now what happens to these two angles? Which are the angles? That is RST. So that means angle RST plus SRU is equal to 180 degree. What I can write? Interior angles of same side. Interior angles of same side of transversal of same side. You can write it. Yes, right. Now let us substitute. What is RST? You got 130 degree plus keep it SRU as it is equal to 180 degree. Now you want SRU. SRU is equal to 180 degree minus 130 degree. Then SRU is equal to 180 minus 130. You will get 50 degree. Okay, 50 degree. Keep it as it is. Let it be. Okay. Now let us come to the next part. As they said, PQ is parallel to ST. Yes, right. So here if I write like this, so here PQ is parallel to ST as they given in the question. But from our construction, ST is parallel to RU, right? ST is parallel to RU. Therefore, PQ is parallel to RU. We can write it as, right? If this PQ and these two are parallel, then PQ is parallel to RU. So now if I observe like this is a line PQ. Okay, as they said, PQ is parallel to RU, right? So now as here we wrote PQ is parallel to RU. So QR is a transversal. Then PQR and QRU are in alternate interior angles. Yes, right, they are opposite. So what we can write, angle PQR is equal to angle QRU, because they are alternate interior angles. Then what happens to this one, angle QRU? Angle QRU is equal to, what is PQR they have given? 110 degrees. So this is 110. If this is 110 degree, this is also 110 degree. Okay, keep it this one. Now let's go observe this. They're asking to find this angle, right? QRS. But observe this whole we got now, that is QRU. How much QRU it is? 110 degree we got. What about RSU? This is 50 degree. So from 110 degree, if you subtract 50 degree, you will get this angle, right? That means angle, let us write, so QRS. So if you want Q here let us write, observe carefully, QRU I'll write. QRU, angle QRU is a combination of QRS. Observe the figure, you will understand. SRU, observe here, this whole angle is sum of QRS and SRU. Okay, now let us substitute. What is QRU? Now we got 110 degree. Keep it QRS as it is, we don't know. What is SRU? 50 degree. So write it 50 degree. So now you need QRS. QRS is equal to, if I take plus this side, becomes minus 110 degree minus 50 degree. 110 minus 50 degree. 110 minus 50 degree, you will get 60 degree. So therefore, QRS, angle QRS is equal to 60 degree. So QRS is equal to 60 degree. So again observe carefully. First we took this one by construction as they have given the hint. So ST is parallel to RU. So sum of these two angles is equal to 180 degree because the interior angle of same side are supplementary. So by simplification we got this angle SRU as 50 degree. Then as they are given in the data, PQ is parallel to ST, but from construction ST is parallel to RU. Then PQ is parallel to RU. If PQ is parallel to RU, these two are alternate interior angles are equal. So the figure, the whole this QRU is the sum of QRS plus SRU. Now if we substitute this and simplify, finally you got QRS is equal to 60 degree, which they asked in the question. So this is about question number 4. Question number 5. Very easy question. In figure, if AB is parallel to CD, angle APQ is 50 degree and PRD is equal to 127 degree. Find X and Y. Okay, let's begin now. So here, this is very simple as we have to use. So now, if we observe this question, here we have two transversal. Look here, I am writing two figures here. So first figure is like this. Okay. So first figure is like this. So this is AB and CD, both our lines are parallel. One is PQ. So PQ is one transversal. Okay. So now they gave this angle, that is angle APQ. We have to find this one X. Okay. So how it is seeming? You will get the answer fast. So if you observe these two angles, they are equal, right? If this is 50 degree, this is 50 degree. You got first answer. Let's go for second figure. This is very simple. As I told you, this is very simple. So again these two, again I am taking AB is parallel to CD. Now I am taking another transversal PR. Okay, here we have two transversal. One is PQ and another PR. Now if you observe this whole if you consider this whole, it is a sum of, here you have the another part, right? So if you have here another part have, so if this is 50, this is y, the sum of these two angle, these two will be equal. Yes, right? 50 plus y, if you add this 50 plus y will be equal to 127 degree. Again these two are equal to, they are the alternate interior angles. So in both the cases we are applying alternate interior angles. Okay, let's begin. So now first case, so here in figure, let us write in figure, PQ is, if PQ is transversal, if PQ is transversal and there said AB is parallel to, that is AB is parallel to CD, right, that one. So now APQ, so therefore angle APQ is equal to angle PQR, observe carefully. Okay, why? Because alternate interior angles, So now what is about this one? So here what is APQ? APQ it is 50 degree as they have given. What is PQR? It is x. So therefore x is equal to 50 degree. We got x value. Okay, next let's move on to the next. Next, PR is transversal. If PR is transversal, if I consider PR is transversal, then what happens? Here also APR now, not APQ. APR is equal to PRD. APR is equal to PRD. APR is equal to PRD. Why both are equal? Again you have to write alternate interior angles. Now if you observe APR, it is a combination of these two. APR, these two, that is 50 degree plus y is equal to 127 degree. It is very simple. Y is equal to 127 degree minus 50 degree. 127 minus 50 degree. So y is equal to 77 degree. You got y is equal to 77 degree. It is very simple. So first you take PQ as a transversal. These two angle becomes alternate interior angle. So if this is 50 degree, this is 50 degree. So you got the x value. Then if you consider PR as a transversal, this whole angle will be equal to this whole angle. Again these two are alternate interior angles. But this whole angle is a combination of 50 degree plus y degree. Okay. So now if you substitute that, finally if you subtract, you will get y is equal to 77 degree, x is equal to 50 degree. So this is about question number 5. So if you like this video, do subscribe my channel, share with your friends, keep watching. Thank you.